Stephen Sutton.
And I'm Ian Butler.
And Miss Shelby Weigel is standing behind our camera. We are with Mr. Butler's heating system here. As you can tell, it's a high efficiency system because of the PVC line coming out of the exhaust vent. Mr. Butler, what else can you tell us about?
This is the ductwork. It comes out of the top of the furnace and it just goes into a T to run along the basement, so we know there's no losses in the house, because if there's a leak in the ductwork, it's still contained in the house. It also has the return air right here, which is pulled directly from upstairs in the center of the house. So it's getting warm air to try to reheat it and keep the house warm. You also see this bucket, and it's actually catching water from my exhaust because it's burning very efficient currently, and I'm getting condensation quite a bit, and I just happen to have a small seep here, and it comes down and just drips in the bucket. I empty it about once a day, and it probably has about a half gallon of water in it. And we have some losses in the house that we're going to discuss here shortly. Lacking in the efficiency of the house and keeping it warm and cool is these windows from 1964. They are a single pane window, and I have this one and 3 others in the basement. And the temperature difference between the edge of the glass and the concrete is almost 3 degrees difference. And if you look to my left, there is a set of French doors, and they are fairly new, and they even say low E coating on them. And there is about 1.5 to 2 degree difference in those, and that is a double pane with a low E coating. So that just shows the efficiency loss in the different styles of windows. And you can also look up above me, there's some insulation that's sprayed in around the whole baseboard, and the house has recently been insulated all the way around, including the attic. It has new cellulite in it that has another 12 inches on top of what was previously there, and the walls have been spray foamed like this in between all the studs here about 4 months ago.
This is the exhaust coming out of the heater, the furnace now.
What is it up here?
85 there.
As it's cooling down and condensing.
You see the system is efficient enough where it's actually starting to condensate on the pipe.
About the gas coming in to the furnace, I do not have a tank. It comes from the tap, and this is the pipeline coming in. It comes around and enters on the other side of the furnace, which we were videoing earlier. And if I would seal the small condensation leak I have in the chimney, it would actually drain out here, which it does. It's just not as much as it should. And it would drop down into the same pipework that drains my AC unit, and it goes to a floor drain over in the corner. If I remember
42 therms used last month, and every therm is about 100,000 BTUs, or 100 cubic feet. So that's about 4.2 million BTUs every month used, and that's at the rate of about $1.10 per therm.
All the math that we were just talking about on the bill, this house is 1,000 square foot with 9-foot ceilings and an unfinished basement that has no registers or anything, so it's just heating the top floor. And I have considered about putting a couple vents in the basement just so the heat would come up through the floor, warm the floor, and still heat the house. I wouldn't lose much.
Okay, here you see us. We're actually investigating the Mr. Butler's furnace. We're looking to what looks to be a viewing port for the actual burn chamber. This is just a neat view to see what's going on inside, and a segue to possible inefficiencies and how to fix them.
Is to make it more efficient, so we can do do a combustion analysis to measure the composition of the exhaust and make sure that it's clean. We can check the heat exchanger and the burners for cracks, dirt, rust, or anything that could harm the combustion process. We can check the igniter and flame sensor to find the resistance, and then we can clean it with steel wool. And we can check the drain trap for any dirt that's collected from the condensation.
Okay, and that concludes our video. This video was for MET320, Mr. Professor Sisk. We were Group 8, myself, Stephen Sutton, Mr. Ian Butler, and Miss Shelby Weigel. This was Mr. Butler's high-efficiency natural gas system. I hope we were detailed enough and picked out enough places to show where his losses are. It is an older house, though his upper level had been renovated to more modern standards. The lower part of the basement is still below modernization, and is a problem. But it seems that his system is very cheap and works, and it's hard to complain. And thank you again, and enjoy.